Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another live stream for you. We are continuing our quest of beating Ghostbusters The Video Game on expert mode. And today, like I said, I have a special guest that will be with me. Hold on one second. Let me make sure everything is good to go. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff you have to do when you're getting ready to do a live stream. I didn't realize it, but it's fun. I love doing this type of stuff for everybody. So, continuing on. Hello, we're here. So, like I said, we have a special guest that's going to be with us today. My good friend from my group that I'm with, the Sacramento Ghostbusters. I have my good friend Lee here with us.
Hello.
So Lee, he has been with our group.
How goes it all?
You've been with our
Yes,
group.
sir.
Huh?
Oh God, that's a horrible picture of me. That's not me, ladies and gentlemen. That is a jumpsuit just puffing up in all the wrong spots.
Yeah, he's not that hefty. So Lee has been with the Sacramento Ghostbusters for what, going on 2 years now?
Almost, yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. We have done many charity events. Chip for Kids Toy Drive. We did the Make-A-Wish Foundation with a young man by the name of London in Sacramento, where he was a Ghostbuster for a day. So we've done a lot of charity things together. And just recently, Lee went to Ghost Corp, which, yes, there is a Ghost Corp, which was located down in Southern California. They had a big 35th anniversary event. And while I'm getting the game booted up, I'll let Lee tell y'all the fun that he had while he was there. Lee?
All right. Yeah, so the 35th anniversary event was a really big and awesome honor. I mean, everybody was going there and they wanted to see what they were going to pull out, and it was just all Ghostbusters all the time. Everybody had like booths and just stuff you wouldn't expect that was going to be there that they tied into Ghostbusters. They had a Reebok shoes and Nike shoes. I'm sorry, not Reebok. Nike shoes that were custom made for that event only. So they had some Slimer themed and Stay Puft Marshmallow themed, like icons there. Of course, Miller, he bought both.
So,
and that was really that was cool. I mean, it just you get surrounded by people. You remember that this is kind of you think it's a silly thing, but then everybody around you is also just as silly as you are, and it's just a lot of fun. And
yeah,
meeting the actors was really fun. I didn't get to meet too many of them because it was a little bit pricey to try and do so. But I ran into William Atherton and actually Jason Reitman a couple of times, just walking out with the people, seeing all the booths and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Haley, if you want to hold on real quick, we'll continue on with your commentary. Let's get through these intros because it's kind of drowning around.
No problem. Sony.
Good old Sony. All right, so if you want to continue on, so what celebrities did you run into while you were there at the event?
Well, William Atherton, I saw Robin again for a quick minute. She was doing great. She seemed like her in her element. She was just walking around with all the other co-stars and just having a blast. She just looked like she was having so much fun. The actors from the actual movies, the gentleman who was zapped in the beginning of the movie, which sadly he doesn't have a name. They should have given him a name. I think he had a name. It was just Intern 1. Anyway, he was pretty interesting to see for a minute. then we had. I didn't actually get to meet Jennifer Runyon, but it would have been nice to see her. And but I saw everyone, but I didn't really get to interact with many. And of course, being near, the great Dan Aykroyd and watching him just go off script and being able to talk and just work the crowd like crazy. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a real experience.
And I'm so jealous. I saw all the posts on Facebook and all the pictures and everything, and I was so jealous that I missed it. I was actually away for business for about 6 months when they had the 35th anniversary, and I just saw all the pictures and everything, and I was just jealous that I missed it. Seeing that I saw, who was there? Ernie Hudson, Ivan Reitman, Jason Reitman, who else was there? Robin Shelby. Who else did you say?
Yeah. So Jennifer Runyon was there to a small degree. The dude who gets shocked, I think he was off to the side somewhere. The cool ones, it was actually Ralph Lamarck, the voice of Egon from the cartoon series, and Uncle Joey from Full House. I keep forgetting what Dave Coulier. He was there, and he took a lot of pictures with some people, and he seemed to be enjoying himself a lot, which was really cool. And I was just. It wasn't even like in a signing or in a line or anything. They were just walking around with the crowd of people. They were out and about with the peoples, and it was really fun. And every known ectomobile under the sun, like everyone, because they invited a lot of chapters and groups, and a lot of them had fun just parking their vehicles. There's some of them that had like massive amounts of props by comparison to the rest of us.
Yeah, I also saw all the pictures of all the different ectos that were out there. The fandom is so huge. Like, some people, they go to the extreme when they do up the Ghostbuster fandom. They have the suits, they have the packs. Like myself, Leah, tell you, I have 2 proton packs that are done up here. One, the original pack, and then I have a reboot pack that's done as well. But people go as far as doing up their vehicles to even look like it as well.
I think when it comes down to is that this is one of the very few very popular mediums that is designed for the everyman, because it doesn't take a whole lot to imagine that you're carrying a 30-pound proton pack when you're actually carrying a 30-pound proton pack and feeling like you're in that situation. I mean, You can't feel like Hercules, and you can't feel like Thor. But most of us can't feel like Thor. I suppose Chris Hemsworth does. But half the time, but you can feel like a Ghostbuster, because that is not easy work.
It's definitely not.
You really got to give it to the actors who
and
wear those things all the time, because
walking around with that pack on. I'm just going to turn the volume down on the game a little bit so we can hear Lee pretty good.
Shandor's owned this island.
It gave me a great respect for the actors when they were doing the movie. They had to walk around with their proton packs on and whatnot, and their packs were weighing up to what were they saying, Lee? 40 pounds, 50 pounds?
To me how an
Theirs are about 50
sinks.
pounds, and that's because it was all manufactured out of bent aluminum and brazed aluminum. Like that was in the days of relays and fuses, and you can't just put small LED electronics into them. There were like really heavy duty lights inside.
Yeah.
So that, power supply would probably be about the weight of a car battery at that point. Like it was not. The stuff that we wear is significantly lighter, even compared to them.
No, definitely not. Because like my pack, I think weighs about 30 pounds, maybe. And mine is a vacuum formed pack reinforced with fiberglass.
That's a big hole.
Want to hear a funny story about that, actually?
What's that?
Okay, so while we had our booth up, having fun, just entertaining and showing all the peoples around our equipment, there was a little girl. She was about like 12 or something, schoolgirl kid, and she wanted to try it on. I was kind of afraid to put it on her because I thought she'd topple over. And I was like, oh, please, please. And I'm like, okay,
Almost.
you know me, I don't
Working
mind
over
letting
this way
kids
to
play
cover
with my
the
pack a
hole.
little bit because, you know, if it breaks, I can fix it. Not gonna, you know, scare me or anything. But I was worried that I might like break her back or something. But she wanted to try it on, so I said okay, and I was just holding it, you know, with my arm to make sure that it doesn't topple her over or anything. And when she tries it on, she says, "My book bag's heavier than this thing. That's no problem." And, fortune has it that Jason Reitman was walking right past, and he was kind of grinning at that for a second. It was like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
We were all having fun.
Well,
But that was really funny.
It's nice seeing the joy that people get out of the Ghostbuster fandom. The equipment, the gear, when we're out and about. There's only been one time that I ran into people that were kind of annoying. I went to one event and the guy, he came up, and I couldn't really tell it at first, but after a while I could tell that he was a little bit inebriated. And he was like, "Oh, Ghostbuster pack. Oh, I want to try it on." So, I let him try it on, and he posed with it in a not so fashionable way with the neutrino one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
And after he was done with that, he kind of slung my pack off his back, like half-heartedly or whatever. And I'm like, bruh, that's like $2,000 you're slinging off your back there. And I'm thinking to myself, I hope you got $2,000 in your pocket if you break my pack.
Yeah, I mean, those things are a lot to build. Even though, we build them ourselves, so we can fix them as well. And I don't mind my pack being broken for like a kid, because a kid's a kid and they're just gonna be really enthusiastic, and they get to be enthusiastic with it for a second. And it's plastic, I can put it together. But it's a completely different thing when it's some dude who's just drunk and wants to be a dick about it. In which case, yeah, you don't. That you could tolerate less, I think.
Yeah.
At least we should.
But I've had also good times with my pack as well. If you remember when we were at Fandemic, who was it there who wore my pack?
Great.
That was the great Michael Rooker.
Yes.
And he was pretty limber with your pack. He just did a high kick with that thing on.
Yeah, he did a high
and,
kick.
You were a little worried about it, but I think...
Yeah, he did a high kick.
You were more worried that you're going to...
Yeah, he did the high kick with my pack, but I was like, if he breaks it, at least it was broken by a celebrity
person. Yeah.
And not just a regular Joe Smo, who's probably going to be like wanting to fight after that.
Heads up.
Yeah. I think you could take him. I mean, Yondu might have given you a couple of shots, but I think you could have taken Michael Rooker.
What's with you? You
I wouldn't battle Michael Rooker.
Recruit, you okay?
Nobody wants to buy it. He's Mary Poppins, y'all. Who are you going to do that with?
Careful, we don't want to.
Nobody wants to battle with Michael Rooker. So yeah, the fandom is amazing. It's a tight-knit community.
Don't go too far, Ray.
People do. There are individuals who take it to the extreme. They want to be movie accurate.
That's a $3 million view, even by Manhattan standards.
The Sacramento Ghostbusters and many other
Shandor's public
many
architectural style
other
range from federal to art deco. His personal tastes
groups out there, they accept you as come as you are. So when Lee first started, his pack was a cardboard pack.
Yeah. It was made completely out of cardboard. But I will say that I was lucky enough to find the instructions from gbfans.com and was able to get the dimensions, because even though it was made out of cardboard, it was accurate cardboard. Like, I built that stuff with a ruler and very, very close as I could possibly come with basically nothing. And if you know how to do like painting and know how to make stuff look realistic, you don't have to put a lot of money into this kind of thing. You can buy foam board or poster board and throw together a very, very accurate looking piece of cosplay, and it does not have to be perfect. I mean, I know there are some people out there who require it to
Sorry,
be
you
that,
just
but
bored
it's just
Would you
not.
move, please?
It's more about the spirit of things when you're trying to make it yourself, which I think I like the most, as opposed to, you know, being completely accurate. Because unless you're willing to strap on a literal nuclear accelerator on your back, you're not going to be accurate.
Yeah, definitely not. So, I mean, everybody starts somewhere. Like, when I first started, I cut up some wood. You know, I got the dimensions the best I could off of various sources. And, you know, I built my pack. It was all wood. It wasn't screen accurate whatsoever, but nobody could tell the difference. You know, when people first saw it, they were like, oh, it's a proton pack, because it looked the part. But, okay, I completely don't know what I need to do right here. I have no clue what I need to do right here. Oh,
you know what I love about this game is they made your avatar like the most generic looking human being on Earth.
Yeah. Oh god, I hear something growling.
Well, that doesn't sound.
Kill it with fire, Jay.
Kill it with fire?
Kill it, Jay.
I'm trying, but I don't know what the heck it was. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. So anyway, continuing on. Oh god, there you are.
Hey, we know those guys.
I call those the fire bats from hell. Ah, shoot. Ah, dang it! Come on. No, I call them the fire bat from hell. There we go. There's one. Excuse my phone. Somebody
Honestly,
just texted
this
me.
level looks like a cease and desist from Hogwarts.
They're gargoyles.
It does.
Shandor
It does look like Hogwarts just threw up.
Security system still works so long after you die.
But
There
so,
you go.
oh dang it. Man, they're throwing everything at me. So, continuing on to what I was saying about the packs, you know, I started out with just a random pack, and it wasn't screen accurate, but it looked the part, and people were like, "Oh man, that looks amazing!" And then after that, you know, I stepped it up, and it took me about a month and a half, but I finally got my proton pack built, and it is like I said a couple of streams back, is just like the it looks just like the video game pack. It smokes and everything, and when that thing smokes, people absolutely love it.
Coincidentally, that dude was actually at the 35th anniversary, the guy who creates the smoking pack equipment.
Oh yeah. I saw in a couple of pictures that they're there. And the fandom is you know, is a great community. People are willing to help you out. There are a couple of bad apples who don't, as any other fandom is. You have animosity in the 501st. You have animosity in the Trekkies. You know, but for the most part, everybody helps each other out. Oh God.
Well, you're all united by one gigantic love of Ghostbusters, so I don't see the reason for animosity, but then that's where, you know, people are different.
Yeah.
On your left.
Ah, black slime. Gotta get rid of this black slime. So Lee, you played this game, right?
I played the demo when it first came out. I've watched playthroughs online, but I haven't actually played it all the way myself.
Well, the reason, I don't know if you saw in the stream, or in my previous stream. Oh crap! I don't know if you saw in my previous streams, but the reason I brought this out because in October they're releasing the remastered
Aim
version.
high.
Right, I did see that. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up a next-gen console if they make it for that, definitely.
Well, they're
You
selling
know
it
that
for
there's
people.
been...
Hey, you.
They're gonna make it for PC.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, cadet, you first.
That's good.
I've got your back.
I'm totally get it for PC. Did you ever watch Cinemassacre's, Angry Video Game Nerd? Have you ever heard of that guy?
Yeah.
James Rolfe. He did a review on all of the video games that were licensed for Ghostbusters up until this point. And they're actually, I remember playing the one on Nintendo Entertainment System way back in the day, which was, it was fun. But there's a couple of cool ones that actually got made on the Genesis, where it was like a side-scroller Metroidvania kind of thing, and that was actually kind of cool. So, I mean, I think this would be kind of a cool game as a 16-bit side-scroller just as well. You know, made in a modern style, of course, but that would be an interesting version of it.
Yeah. But, you know, to be perfectly honest, I fell in love with this one.
Oh, no, I love this one, definitely, because, you know, the original voice actors. At the very end, if you listen to the credits, you hear him mentioning franchising out, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So I wonder. I don't think this is it. I'm trying to figure out how to. I don't think that's it. Because we have to figure out how to open this door, right?
Right. It looks like that's some sort of turntable.
Can we get out of here?
I just don't remember how to open that. So Shandor Island. They call this Shandor Island.
Right.
Let's look real quick. And as you can see, I have right here the Tobin Spirit Guide. And it has every single ghost that you deal with, that the Ghostbusters have interacted with in it. And I looked real quick, and it has a passage about Ivan Shandor. And it says real quick, he was born in Romania in and around 1855. Shandor was a man of many interests and talents, including mythology, science, and the arts. Initially a surgeon, he was questioned more than once about his tendency to perform unnecessary operations. Unnecessary operations, huh?
Yeah.
On patients. There are also allegations of horrific experiments. One such story held that Shandor tried to give a living man a second heart. A second heart. A second. Where's it on the right side?
So you gave dude a second heart in the lore.
Yeah, it said they were trying to give him a second heart to see if it improved bodily efficiency. Another rumor.
What are you freaking trying to build Doctor Who? What?
I guess so. I guess so. And then it says he's a lover of mythology, and his readings eventually led him to become fascinated with the beliefs of the cult of ghosts. Oh, so that's how he ties into those. Though Shandor was never tried for any of the foul practices, he was accused of the rumors of his activities. All of his activities made it difficult for him to continue his deranged work, so he changed focus. He moved to New York in 1898. Shandor turned another love architect. Oh, wait a minute. He built Dana Barrett's apartment, right?
Yeah. The story goes he built Dana Barrett's apartment complex, and of course, throughout the game, and he built the hotel.
Yeah. Okay, so 55 Central Park West. He erected the Temple of Gozer. So that's a little bit of a back history in the Shandor. So let's jump back into the game and see if we can figure out how to go further on his island. See. Like, I think I'm supposed to turn this. How's my stream?
I'll give you one piece of advice. If you start getting attacked by a bunch of stuff.
If I start getting attacked by what?
Stream's looking okay. You're kind of, you're on your intervision view thing.
Intermission, yeah.
Yeah. A little pixelated, but
it'll come back.
The door looks like it's connected to that crank. See if you can get it to turn.
I think, don't you get Ecto 1 in there somehow?
Sometimes. So he said the door is connected to a crank. The only crank I see is that one.
Alright. Is there something heavy that you can tether to and make it fall?
Wait a minute. Let me try.
Come on. today.
Let me try lassoing it. Okay, I just set a tree on fire. I didn't mean to do that. Nope, that didn't turn it
Kid's
either.
onto something.
Or maybe... What do you think, Lee?
I think it might be some sort of. So you see that thing off to your left, the spire on that
You're
thing?
getting closer.
The what?
The spire on your left. Can you attach a green tendril to one and then attach it to the spire on your left-hand side?
Like that?
No, like the green slime
If I wanted a
tendril.
procrastinator, I would have invited Venkman.
So if you attach the one right onto that front spot up there, and then another over to that side spire, you could probably see if it can stretch together or something.
Well, it looks like I needed to spin, but I don't know how I'm going to get it to spin.
Try shooting at that thing right there.
Shooting at this?
Well, there's
Yeah,
still
doesn't
one
it
crane
that get,
works over there. Try
yeah,
using it to open the
What do you
door.
call it?
Oh,
Sticky
wait a minute.
Stretch or
I think I see what's going on. I think it might be this one over here. Maybe. Because this one is connected to a crane. I think it's this one.
all right, go for it.
Let's keep moving.
That's not doing anything. Let's try this. Hey!
Find the
There we go.
It'll work.
Yep.
Go.
Wind the chain.
Oh, I see the chain.
Egon, Winston, can we get out of here?
That did it. The door's wide open. Get back up here.
Good. Oh, God. But that took a little bit to figure that out. Actually, it didn't take that long. Oh, God. Get me out the burning bush. Get me out the burning bush. I'm not Moses.
Look behind you.
All right. So, what I want to do, I want to get rid of... Ah! No, no, no. Oh, hot damn. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Come on, Ego. What are you... Ah!
Almost there.
You're the next contestant on Price is Right. Yeah.
Oh, now Peter shows up.
Behind.
You know, Peter was kind of lazy throughout this game.
Climbed again.
Well, have you met Peter?
That's true. Peter's always trying to get the chicks.
Yeah. Seems rather interesting that they I don't know, it was really amazing, like, hearing how much effort the voice, well, all the original cast went into creating a cool story like this. You know, a 2-hour-long movie is is fun to be a part of, but I mean, for a video game, you have to fill like 10 hours worth of content when it comes to talking. That's not easy for anybody, especially for, you know, all those actors, and they managed to do it really well.
And then you got to figure they had to get the facial, the faces right, and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they can do that with motion capture now, but they didn't.
Yeah,
I don't think they did that very much back then.
I take it we're not.
This is from 2009.
Yeah.
And
There's
keep
a
forgetting,
brush.
it's
I'm gonna
almost,
get us
what,
all name
10 years
badges
old? It's
that
a
say,
10-year-old video game.
Hello, I'm not
Yeah.
Or maybe T-shirts or coffee mugs.
Wow, it's hard to. You know, I didn't realize this was a 10-year-old video game either until I went and bought it again for my PC.
Yeah.
And then it said made in 2009. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, dude,
I see it.
it was still in the zero category. It was fucking a long time ago at this point,
That's her, all right.
especially in video game years.
The resemblance
Yeah.
is uncanny. This
Well, I'm
is
excited that they get a
Shandor's mother
remake
painted
because they
in
might be able to do a little bit more with it.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
I kind of
Alyssa
wish
is
that
a Shandor?
the new
Why does this
movie
always
was
happen?
going to be
I meet a girl
like this.
She's crazy about me, but she always turns out to be
Well,
some
we
kind
don't
of
know what the new movie's going to be like. I mean, it could very well have sections like this. All we know is that it's way after her, and the Ecto one is seriously lost some love and care.
Yeah.
I really believe this happened by accident.
Now, here's my question: how do you feel about all the spoilers that people are dropping with the new movie?
recommended Alyssa to be the guest curator of the Gozer exhibit.
Outside of just saying, hey, this is the car, I mean, there aren't nearly any spoilers. The only thing I can think of is that
Shandor must have been
slight spoiler is the casting looks very on the nose for a certain character that, you know, unfortunately won't be able to be in the third series, but they look like they're related, if you understand my point.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. But I don't know. It's like I'm trying to. I don't know if you saw the meme that I put on our Facebook page, but not our Facebook, our Instagram. But I'm trying to like dodge all of the
hundreds of
spoilers
workers for years
that
to
people
build this
keep
place.
sharing. Oh, this is a picture of the
Water
car.
log, the mortar is
Oh, they put a
decrepit,
Stay
the
Puft sign
foundation
on the
is
building.
shattered. In purely
Oh,
physical
these are
terms,
some of the
there's
cast
no way all
members.
this can still
I
be
just,
standing.
I don't know.
You sound like you're
I want to be
surprised.
surprised when I go and
No,
watch it.
not really.
I don't want to already know that a
beautiful
certain
in a horrific
cast
way.
member is going to be in the
Can't
movie
deny the pure
or
genius of
playing a certain
Shandor.
character.
It's a pity that it was all used for
I mean, yeah, I'd rather like find that out through the trailer, or you know, in a way that's prepared to have an emotional impact when you find this information out.
Yeah, and
But, I mean,
and basically what's happening now is people are going to set themselves up for disappointment like they did with
Star Wars.
People are going to set themselves up for disappointment like they did with the
People still wish
the reboot.
even after they're dead. That's a powerful church, man.
That might explain how these
I
structures
mean,
are
I
built.
like the reboot for what it was. I didn't have any issues with anything. The movie, this is what you're gonna run into when you find anything that's super like fused into nostalgia in your childhood. You're gonna have people who are ultra excited about it,
I'm hit.
and you're gonna nitpick over every little detail, and they're gonna spoil it for themselves just because they're worried that they're not taking it seriously the whole way through.
Hey, over
I mean,
here.
they didn't have that back when it was still the original movies were being made, so nobody gave a crap back then. But now everybody's super panicky because I think they just feel like nobody's listening to them when they say, "Oh, we want this, we want that." But the dude who's directing the movie is literally been in the movies, and he's the son of the director of the original movies. And I think you guys are going to be okay with this particular version.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the director was in the second movie,
Yeah.
so
was,
he already knows where what his father's vision was or is with the movie, and his dad is on the set helping out too. So I don't think we'll be disappointed with this one. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't disappointed with the reboot either. I mean, I think what the fandom was going for, they was wanting to see the same. What's the word I'm thinking of?
That was close.
They were wanting to
Can
see
you-
them in the same timeline, I'm guessing.
Yeah, well, everybody wanted them to be related to the existing timeline, because that way, you know, it doesn't undo everything that existed before. Because, I mean, look at the fandoms all over. If you've ever watched any of the, I mean, you have, but if anybody out there has watched any of the fan films, those are passionately made by fans who want to continue that narrative past the 80s into the 90s into the 2000s, where this is built into like a big kind of company where you have your own chapter in every country, or almost every country, every city.
Yeah.
And that way they get to be a part of it, they get to play in it just like we get to, because we're the Sacramento Ghostbusters. And it's really fun with the idea of adding to that narrative. Even though we're not directly related to any of it, we could probably say, we're a little bit of a part of it. And the newer movie, it starts off over from scratch, and it doesn't acknowledge anything from before, but it wasn't supposed to. It's supposed to be a fun adventure for a new audience who never experienced it before, and I didn't mind that. So,
Right.
Yeah, these are all old arguments that have been made, done, and dead with and stuff. I wish there was a way that the both of those could exist in the same universe, so nobody has to pick and choose. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, with the reboot, I like where they were going with it. I liked how they had all the original characters playing the various cameos. Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, heck, even Harold Ramis. They had a statue of him at the college at the beginning. So I like how they gave. Annie Potts.
Sigourney Weaver and Annie Potts. They were both in it. It's really cool.
Yep. So
they even got Robin to come back for both Slimers. That was awesome.
Yeah. I wonder if Robin Shelby's gonna have any say in the Slimer role in the new one.
A ticket we're not welcome.
Hope so.
Yeah? There's... Alyssa.
We'll see. But hey, we're gonna take a quick break real quick. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break real quick. I want to say thank you to Lee for coming in and joining our live stream tonight. Really appreciate it, Lee.
No worries.
And hopefully we can have you back on for future live streams that we have.
Not a problem. I will be honored. Very honored.
And maybe one of these days I'll actually have Lee over and we'll be sitting here gaming together. So, so we'll just take a quick break real quick and we'll be back with you.
Cool. Can you hear me, sir?
What's up, everybody? Okay, so we are back. Gonna continue our live stream. And we still have Lee with us. He is going to grace us with his presence a little bit longer. We're probably going to be on here for like another 30 minutes or so. So we're just going to go ahead and jump back into the game. Right now we're currently at Shandor Island. I'm trying to figure out what it's right there. That's what that is. We are on Shandor Island and we just got our behind kicked. Looks like they're throwing a bunch of random stuff at us. Lee, can you hear us well?
I can hear you as well.
Okay. So it looks like they're throwing a bunch of random stuff at us now. So
Sound like you're surprised.
we must be getting close to
No,
something.
not really. It's
That's how you
beautiful.
know you're making
Horrific.
progress is when they start throwing
Scandalon,
random
pure
stuff
genius
at
of
you.
Shandor.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
a pity that it was all used for evil. If he would have just channeled some
Definitely.
of it for good, the things he could have done.
So we're going to continue on asking questions while we're playing through this. So, Lee, if you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit more about your favorite part of once you joined the Sacramento Ghostbusters, what was your favorite part?
Well, how much all of us made fun of each other. That was my favorite part. But I would think that the best part of the whole experience is one that you guys were super accepting of just a random dude who showed up with a cardboard proton pack. That was really cool.
Well, like I told you, that proton pack looked like if I had got close enough to touch it, I wouldn't have even known it was I wouldn't even known it was cardboard because it looked 100% legit.
Thank you. Outside of that, I mean, it's just going to the events and being able to make the little kids just light up when they see that you're dressed up as a Ghostbuster and you get to take pictures with them and make them have a lot of fun. I mean, it's all, for me, it is really all about the little kids and just making them happy. I love showing off the stuff I build because I get to put a lot into the making, and the more realistic, the more, you want to make it even more realistic. And it's something that after you've made it, it's done, so now you can do with it. A lot of people come to the conclusion, well, what good can we do with these things that we make, and then we form groups, and then we go out and hang out with kids, and
That
we
might
get to,
explain how these structures are still
get
standing.
inspiration to make more cool things, to,
Aerial stability
wow
increased
the
by
kids
sheer
and be
focused concentration of
more of
the
like
will.
almost like magicians
Yeah,
in
right.
a
Unbelievable.
sense, because you
Unbelievable is that you can
make
still
them
use
really
that
excited
word
and
in
have
context.
fun. And that's the thing I love interviewing kids, make leave a little bit movie magic, I guess. That's what
Yeah, and that's what got me into it. Initially I built the pack. I got the gear and everything, and it was just for Halloween.
Look out!
And
yeah.
I didn't want to just sit and collecting dust. I actually wanted to put it to use. I wanted to put it to good. And what actually got me into the Ghostbuster fandom, believe it or not, it was one of our mutual friends, a really good guy,
Run!
Ghost Head Tom.
Right.
He once I saw his special on or saw the Ghost Head special on Netflix, I was like, man, there's really communities out there of people who dress like the Ghostbusters, and they go and do good with it, and they do charity events, and how do I get involved with that? And then I ran into the founders of the Sacramento Ghostbusters, and they were so accepting and welcoming, and we started doing charity events, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. And that is the thing about it, is like when you're trying to do this kind of stuff, you're open as and accepting as humanly possible, and then we get to do more awesome together, get to share in the awesome.
Yep.
And that's how the franchise managed to become something of its own over the years. And I got to meet Ghost Head Tom. He really is cool. So
Yep.
I am really honored to meet him. That was the thing for the 35th anniversary. I was jazzed to run into all these celebrities and stuff, but I was actually more jazzed, more looking forward to meeting all the other franchises and
On
factions.
your left.
Like I got
Keep your shirt
the Atlanta Ghostbusters. I got to meet the Salt Lake Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Wasn't the ones from the fan film. Those they've been pretty busy on their own, but they're still loosely involved with it all the time, and they're having a lot of fun with them. And Louisiana Ghostbusters, dude, got to meet him. He was he had the Phoenix pack on him.
Hold on one second. I got these ghouls I'm trying to battle here. Okay. Yeah, and you know, the 35th, like I said, the 35th anniversary, I really hate that I missed that because, you know, everybody that you see their posts on Facebook, you hear the events and everything that they go to and things like that. But to be able to go and fellowship with them at one location, I bet that was just amazing.
It was amazing. And I got meeting all of them was a lot of fun. And seeing the ectos that they put together, I mean, some were pretty badass. Other ones were, you know, they're just starting out, but they're going to be badass. And the best one, I think it was the Arizona Ghostbusters. They had a fully fledged Ecto 1 out of a meteorite Miller Cadillac, but on the inside and outside, it was a perfect replica. And when you see that, and then you go to the Sony lot right next to the Ghost Corps building, and you see the real one in the movies, you tell, oh well, the replica actually looks a little bit more movie accurate than the movie one.
Really?
How did that happen?
Was it a Miller Meteor that they had, or was it just a random car that they did up?
No, it was a Miller Meteor. They had a real Cadillac millimeter ambulance, real one. And on the inside, they had all the computer equipment. They had the gurney with all the proton packs on it. I mean, it was done up, and it was still in really good. It was in really great cherry condition. Condition. And they, in front of the Sony lot, you had the same car, which was used in the movies, but it was on the inside. They didn't strip it, but it was empty and bare, and you didn't see any of the equipment inside. And it was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, this is the movie car. It's awesome. It's probably a stunt car, but yeah, just how in some cases, some of the fans are actually like, based on what they show in the movie, the props and equipment are supposed to do in the movie, they make them to the point where they can realistically do that stuff. And then when you compare it to the actual props that they used for the movies, it's like, oh wait, the fans built ridiculously better props than the ones in the movie. So I mean, it's just that kind of love, and it's that love and go ahead.
So I mean, how receptive were Jason and Ivan seeing you know what the fans have made, the packs and the cars and the random props and all that stuff? You still there, Lee?
I think they seemed thoroughly impressed with it. I saw them taking pictures with some of them, but they were definitely checking everything out. Yeah, I saw them taking pictures with some of them, and they were walking around and just inspecting stuff. They really did seem enamored with it. One of the cool things is that I wish I had brought, and I didn't bring them. Now I do a lot of side work in addition to my normal job, and having any free time now at this point is pretty hard. But I'm not going to sacrifice being able to do fun fandom stuff. I will. If you want to do something, you'll always make time for it. So you just have to plan out time for it.
Yeah.
And, getting better at that is something I have to practice at.
Right. So it looks like I'm somewhat in the catacombs of. Oh yeah, I'm not blasting that. I'm in somewhat of the catacombs of Shandor Island, and there's a huge river of slime. Drain the black slime from the catacombs tunnel. How am I supposed to do that? I guess I'll follow the PKE meter. No, there's not enough green slime in
that This is theoretically where all of the slime in Ghostbuster 2 came from, is in here.
But this is black slime, though. They had mood slime in Ghostbusters, too.
Yeah, I mean, this is supposedly like after it's been exposed for forever against the negative stuff and made it really, really evil. But theoretically, it was supposed to come from here.
Ah.
Did you know that I mean, you love the urban exploration. Have you ever looked up the inspiration for the train tunnel, the underground tunnels in New York that they based that pneumatic transit on?
No. No, I haven't. You still there, Lee?
Yeah, I'm still there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Environment and...
The second movie, they...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the second movie they based on the pneumatic transit. It was kind of like what the Boring Company is doing now. It was a basically like a pneumatic tube that they used to put letters into, and then just pump them through a building, because that's how they used to do it. Mail and everything to a big network of tubes that they would use a vacuum cleaner and just kind of suck it up and put it into using that as a system. They decided to try to do that on the large scale, and they called that a pneumatic line, which is basically a big tunnel that you used a fan and the starting station and pump all this air into the air-type capsule that would be pumped over to the end of the destination, and then the fan on the top of that would pump it back. And they built that. They built a very, very tiny one. And that was the inspiration for the pneumatic tunnel subway line. But that looks like you got it.
So that's where they got the answer. Oh God, he's coming at me!
Yeah, he doesn't look happy. But the actual look of the movies, the look of the location, it's based on a real place. It's right underneath the City Hall, I think. Or it's like the first really heavy-duty underground subway.
Yeah.
And it looks exactly like that. So in New York, there's a spot on a train that you can only see it. You can't get off, but you'll pass basically what is the Ghostbusters 2 location. It looks like identical, just the way it is and all the decorations and everything. And I was like, oh my God, that was real.
Yeah.
They based it on real stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they based that on real things.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Aykroyd, he loves stuff like that. He thought that was a pretty interesting thing to use, and he always finds really cool like bits of actual history to base around some of the science fiction or some of the narrative of the films that he built. So for this particular venue for him, and it was really cool because his grandfather was a big spiritualist in the 1880s, and his family was into it a lot, and that's where he got a lot of the jargon for the movies and stuff. And he's there to have a book about it and everything.
Oh, about
he
his
talked a little bit of what's that?
About his dad or about his family being into the paranormal?
Yeah. His family's really into it, and I think that might be part of what the new movie is doing, because it looks like it's in a farmhouse or something, and that might be an homage to Dan Aykroyd's haunted farm that he has, or written about.
Oh yeah, because in the first one he was saying, "My parents left me that house."
Right. That'd be kind of a cool thing to go to. I'd like to see a movie about, like a short movie or a small little film about how they all met. Because, it doesn't really make much sense that a very smooth-talking guy who was more of a therapist ends up being a parapsychologist. Unless, of course, the parapsychology degree was something that he, did a mail order thing in for, which is something that would be perfect for Peter. And, how, they all met, in a college setting. That would be a very interesting story.
Yeah, it would be a very interesting story. Oh man, so I just got my behind kicked by the daggone slime sewer monster things. I have no clue what the heck those things were. So, yeah. So
Mr.
I
X
think,
gonna give it to you.
yeah,
X gonna give it to you.
yeah, he gave it to me. All right, he knocked me on my butt, and I thought I was almost done. Almost had one of them knocked out. And then another one came spawning up. I'm like, oh my god. So I'm about to have to figure out how to get a strategy against this one. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for right now. I got some stuff I got to take care of. I want to say thank you once again to my brother from another mother, Lee, who's with the Sacramento Ghostbusters, as am I. And his insights that he was giving us in the stories that he was telling us about the 35th anniversary and what made him want to become a Ghostbuster. So thanks again, Lee. Appreciate you coming online to talk with us. I'm going to go ahead and give you a round of applause. And like I said, hopefully we'll have Lee back again on our quest to beating this game on expert mode. And until next time, Lee, you have anything you want to say before we sign off?
We're ready to believe you.
Hey, there we go. All right, y'all. So we're going to sign off. Y'all have a good one.
Take care, brother. Bye.